This is the early morning of the 8th of November. A clip put up by Fame District titled, Erika Kirk confronted by Usha Vance. Secret dinner footage leaked. Let's see what's in this place for about 24 minutes.
There's kind of a through line from the conversations that we had when he first started talking about things and first started feeling it was maybe okay to talk about things, to putting pen to paper and starting to write a book.
Word on the streets is that the fallout from that secret MAGA dinner has gotten completely out of hand. People are whispering about an audio recording where Usha straight up checked Erika and reminded her exactly who runs that household. And honestly, if you've been following this circus, you know this didn't come out of thin air. Ever since that viral stage moment where Erika wrapped herself around Vance like they were in a romance movie, everyone's been side-eyeing. The way she held him, her hands gripping his head like she was casting a spell, and JD just brushing off his wife in front of the whole crowd, that moment screamed trouble. But JD didn't just stop there, he poured gasoline on it. He actually hinted that his wife was being too emotional, basically making Usha look like the problem. That's when things really went left. Because when you embarrass a woman like Usha Vance, in public no less, there's gonna be fallout. Fans online started saying Erika wasn't just chasing headlines anymore, she was chasing a husband. And honestly, Usha's right to keep her guard up. Word is, MAGA insiders have been plotting something wild, trying to make Erika and JD the new political power duo ahead of the 2028 elections. Yeah, it's not about faith or leadership anymore, it's about fame, control.
Look how fat JD Vance was before he decided to run. Look how, at the 1 minute and 20-second mark, big fat slob. He's like Trump.
And who's photogenic enough to carry the brand? But here's the twist nobody saw coming. Usha Vance isn't backing down quietly. She's fuming and she's ready to expose everyone.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD. And Vice President JD Vance. I do.
And what the hell does that mean? I see similarities. So what? So what? Huh? Does that mean now you want to take him? Just a joke. Stupid bitch.
All those fake smiles, whispered alliances, and dinner table deals. She's about to drag it all out into the daylight. And if these rumors are true, she might take down more than just her husband's reputation. Now buckle up, because this story's spinning faster than a campaign bus. We're breaking down how this whole disaster started and why it could ruin more than a few careers before it's over. See, folks started realizing something was off long before this. The clues were there. Usha Vance's hair has gone noticeably gray, and not over years, but in just 6 months of being second lady. That kind of stress doesn't come from nowhere. Rumor is JD's been putting her through it, and these latest whispers might just be the breaking point. A few days ago, people started buzzing about JD possibly getting way too close to Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow. Remember, Charlie passed less than 3 months ago, and now JD's out here hugging Erika like they're starring in a soap opera. The math isn't mathing. It all went down at a Turning Point rally where JD was a guest speaker. The way he hugged Erika? It wasn't respectful colleague energy. It was giving something else entirely. You could feel the tension. She held him tight, her hand at the back of his head like she owned him. People online were screaming, "They look way too comfortable." And then Erika grabbed the mic and dropped a line that made jaws hit the floor. She said JD reminded her of Charlie.
Before JD Vance makes his run for president, he will be married to Erika Kirk. And he's going to do this by using Paulina privilege. He is going to either push or somehow convince Usha Vance to file for divorce. And he will use that to take it to the church to get an annulment, because neither of them were baptized at the time of their marriage. And he will say that he tried to convert her and that it was just too hostile at home. Then his only marriage in the eyes of God will be towards Erika Kirk.
Everyone froze, like, did she really just say that out loud? The crowd didn't even know what to do. It was awkward, tone-deaf, and straight up eerie. Someone joked online, they need to get a room before the next election cycle starts. But honestly, it didn't even feel like a joke anymore. JD could have walked away and saved himself. But no, he made it worse. He dragged his wife into the mess right there on stage, saying his biggest wish was that Usha would convert to Catholicism and fully accept Jesus. Pause. Usha already goes to church with him every Sunday. She's raising their kids Christian. She's been standing by him. And this man still used a public stage to act like she's falling short? Disrespectful doesn't even begin to cover it. You could see it all over her face. That was not love. That was humiliation. Especially considering he'd just been hugged up with another woman minutes earlier. Fans were livid, and social media was on fire. And Erika wasn't done either. She jumped back on the mic repeating how JD reminds her of Charlie, and that's when people lost it completely. The optics were awful. The timing couldn't have been worse. It was like watching a slow-motion car crash you couldn't look away from. Comments flooded in instantly. JD Vance divorces wife, marries Charlie Kirk's widow by 2026. MAGA's new couple incoming. This feels like a campaign rollout, not a rally. People were saying the quiet...
They're trying to replace Usha Vance with Erika Kirk, because Erika Kirk and JD Vance is their Christian nationalist wet dream. And you won't convince me otherwise. What is this? What is this body language? When did we start putting our hands up in the hair of our friends when we hug? Yeah, no, you don't. This is weird.
Part out loud, and honestly, the internet was eating it up. Overnight, what was supposed to be a political event turned into a full-on soap opera. The crowd didn't know whether to cheer, cringe, or pray. Because that hug, that speech, those glances, they told a story louder than any press release could ever spin. Now everyone's just waiting to see what Usha does next. Will she finally break her silence? Or is she about to pull a move that'll make both JD and Erika regret ever testing her piece? Online fans are calling it a soft launch. You know, that slow, sneaky rollout before the real scandal drops. And this one, it's shaping up to be MAGA's most twisted love triangle yet. Whispers say JD might actually be gearing up to divorce Usha, not just out of heartbreak, but for image reasons. Some claim he wants to align with Erika to craft the perfect grieving couple narrative for the 2028 campaign. If that's true, then what we're watching isn't romance, it's strategy. A political chess game dressed up as passion, and Usha, she might just be the queen ready to flip the whole board. The alleged plan is straight up diabolical. Squeeze every last drop out of Charlie Kirk's legacy, tug hard on America's conservative heartstrings, and rebrand JD and Erika as the ultimate power couple to lead the MAGA movement into 2028. Erika as the redeemed widow, JD as the righteous candidate. It's the kind of staged fairy tale that only politics could come up with. Shiny on the outside, shady underneath. But here's where everything flips. Because if JD and his crew thought Usha Vance would sit there smiling while they played chess with her marriage...
My wife told me, she asked me for advice. Erika asked me for advice on how she should tell her children that their father had been... She asked my wife how to tell her beautiful kids that their father and my dear, very dear friend is no longer with us.
They seriously misjudged her. Word on the street is she's been clocking every move, every whisper, every smirk, every fake handshake. Usha's not some naive housewife who missed the memo. She's sharp, calculating, and she's been connecting dots the moment this circus began. And let's get one thing straight. Usha Vance isn't just intelligent, she's a genius. We're talking summa cum laude from Yale, a master's from Cambridge, and a Juris Doctor from Yale Law. Even JD himself once admitted that she's more brilliant than I could ever dream to be. So why would anyone, especially the so-called strategists in MAGA circles, ever think she wouldn't see straight through this PR setup? It's insulting. Because here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. JD's 2028 run isn't just a rumor anymore. Donors are whispering, private dinners are happening, and campaign consultants are already cashing checks. The machine is revving up behind closed doors. But there's a catch. One big enough to shake up the whole plan. Usha Vance isn't white, and in certain MAGA rooms, that's a silent deal breaker, no matter how accomplished she is. Let's not sugarcoat it. That mindset still lingers deep within that movement. Usha's a proud Indian American woman, brown-skinned, brilliant, and yes, Hindu by birth, though she's raised her family Christian and stood by JD every step of his political rise. Still, for some of MAGA's base, she's never going to be one of them. That twisted perception is exactly what could block JD from an easy nomination.
Most Sundays, Usha will come with me to church. As I've told her, and I've said publicly, and I'll say now in front of 10,000 of my closest friends, do I hope eventually that she is somehow moved by the same thing that I was.
You haven't got 10,000 friends. You probably haven't got 10 friends.
Moved in by church? Yeah, I honestly do wish that, because I believe in the Christian gospel, and I hope eventually my wife comes to see it the same way.
And it's why this
Well, she believes in the Hindu gospel. Maybe she hopes that you come the same way.
next part feels like a setup straight out of a political thriller. Because right on cue, in walks Erika Kirk. Perfect timing, perfect optics, perfect narrative. She checks every box for that ultra-conservative fantasy template. White, Christian, soft-spoken yet strong, a patriotic widow who turned her heartbreak into divine purpose. To the MAGA marketing machine, she's the dream woman. Grief repackaged as grit. So when Erika started popping up beside JD, all smiles, matching tones, hands clasped like they were posing for a magazine, people knew this wasn't organic. This was staged to perfection. Strategic, rehearsed, and way too smooth to be coincidence. Every speech lined up, every photo op carefully curated. It looked like a rollout, not a romance. As one fan posted bluntly, "I'm just asking questions, but are JD Vance and Erika Kirk having an affair?" That comment lit the fuse, and now it's echoing across TikTok, X, and every cable show that lives for drama. Because let's be real. On one side, you have Usha Vance, a graceful, educated, brown-skinned powerhouse who's handled herself with dignity through all this chaos. On the other side, you have Erika Kirk, the telegenic, white, conservative darling who fits perfectly into MAGA's preferred image. And that's the problem. This isn't just a love triangle. It's an image war. Usha represents intellect and authenticity. Erika represents nostalgia and marketability. MAGA's decision makers seem to be picking brand appeal over real character. And it's disturbing to watch. But don't get it twisted. Usha's not bowing out. Not even close. She's been biding her time, watching them line up the cameras, and according to insiders, she's got receipts. People say she's been collecting proof, timing her next move, and when she finally speaks, she might just blow JD's entire facade to pieces. And let's be honest, at this point, it's not even subtle. JD Vance's campaign image needs a picture-perfect white partner if he wants to climb higher in MAGA's hierarchy. And everyone in that inner circle knows it. Sources claim the push for Erika and JD isn't just gossip. It's being encouraged by top-tier donors and conservative strategists who see dollar signs, not...
You know, if Trump wasn't so stupid, he would have realized that J.D. Vance having a Hindu wife's going to hurt him with his MAGA group. But again, he's too stupid to understand that.
morals. And poor Usha, she's reached her breaking point. Who wouldn't? Especially when Erika seems to be enjoying the chaos. She hasn't denied a single rumor. Not one. She's been smiling in every headline, posing through every power couple edit, and reposting clips that fuel the fire like it's part of the marketing plan. Now here's the creepy part. This all actually tracks. JD's been acting real different lately. He's been cozying up to megachurch pastors, speaking at evangelical conventions, and publicly using Usha's Hindu roots as part of his political faith journey storyline. It's like he's trying to rewrite his family history to fit the MAGA script. So maybe, just maybe, this was never about love. Maybe it's about strategy, optics, and who JD thinks America will accept standing beside him when he launches that presidential run. Because remember, when Charlie Kirk passed, most people expected Erika to go quiet for a while, maybe disappear from public life and take time to heal. But oh no, she did the opposite. Within weeks, she was front and center, running Turning Point USA, doing interviews, smiling through magazine spreads, and polishing her new faith-driven widow persona. She became the face of conservative youth politics almost overnight, and you know what? She played the game flawlessly. Her social media following exploded, her podcast hit the charts, brands lined up for deals, and big names started calling her the future of American conservatism. She managed to cry on cue, quote scripture, and sell redemption, all while keeping that tragic but resilient image picture perfect. Now she's young, articulate, camera ready, and linked directly to the sitting vice president. That's a PR jackpot, and you better believe the people behind the curtains see it. Because in MAGA world, looks and loyalty sell faster than truth ever could. Some MAGA strategists aren't even trying to hide it anymore. They've said what others only dare to whisper. Erika Kirk might be the missing piece in J.D. Vance's image. The polished, blonde, Christian, all-American woman conservative voters dream up when they picture a first lady. And JD, he's been playing right into that fantasy like it's a script written for him. Every move he's made lately screams targeted rebrand. The church-heavy speeches, the staged family photo ops, and those not so subtle digs at Usha's cultural background. It's giving strategy, not sincerity. Remember that painfully awkward moment when JD said his greatest wish was for Usha to convert to Catholicism? It sounded tone-deaf and disrespectful. Sure, but politically, that was a calculated move. That single line told the MAGA base everything they wanted to hear. She's different, but I'm with you. It planted the seed. From that point, insiders started viewing Usha not as the brilliant, dignified second lady she is, but as a liability that needed to be handled before JD's big campaign run could officially kick off. And here's the heartbreaking twist. Usha's been nothing but loyal to both JD and Erika. She was there when Charlie Kirk passed away, standing beside Erika when the world came crashing down. Remember that viral photo of Usha hugging Erika at the memorial, letting her sob into her shoulder? That wasn't PR. That was genuine compassion. Usha helped with the most painful parts. She helped Erika deliver the news to the Kirk kids, shielded her from the paparazzi, and even managed press statements to protect her privacy. Fast forward a few months, and now the same woman she comforted might be sliding into her husband's life like nothing ever happened. That's betrayal on a whole new level. And fans can feel it too. It's not just about hurt feelings. It's about how easily people in power rewrite loyalty into strategy. The timing also feels too polished to be coincidence. Turning Point USA's audience is shifting. They want their next it couple. Their next photogenic conservative duo to parade across the campaign trail. And if JD really wants to lock in MAGA's future, then Erika Kirk fits the brand like a glove. Say what you want about Turning Point USA, but that machine is no joke. It can shape narratives, launch careers, and turn viral moments into political movements. And right now, it's like they're soft launching JD and Erika as their new golden ticket, whether the public's ready or not. Now let's get to the moment that everyone has been whispering about. That top secret MAGA dinner that allegedly turned into a full-on showdown between Usha Vance and Erika Kirk. Because if even half the rumors are true, this wasn't a dinner. It was the explosion that set the whole scandal ablaze. According to insiders, this event was supposed to be private, a hush-hush gathering of MAGA power players, faith leaders, and political strategists to quietly discuss the 2028 election cycle. The vibe was supposed to be calm, classy, under control, but the second JD and Usha walked in, people noticed the tension. They weren't walking side by side. They barely exchanged glances. The air felt icy. And when the seating chart came out, it told the whole story. JD Vance, the vice president, was placed at the head table, of course, but guess who was seated right next to him? Erika Kirk. Not his wife, not another official. Erika. And don't think that was an accident. Everyone in that room knew exactly what that meant. It was a quiet power play, the kind that speaks volumes without a single word being said. Meanwhile, Usha was placed 3 tables back, sitting with donors' wives, pastors, and local event organizers. It was subtle shade at its finest. Still, Usha played it classy. She smiled, chatted politely, acted unbothered, but anyone watching closely could see her jaw tighten. The woman was boiling inside but stayed in control. She was not about to cause a scene until she had to. When the dinner started to wind down and guests began mingling, that's when it happened. One insider swears that Usha waited until JD stepped away to take photos with supporters. And that's when she made her move. Calm, composed, but ready to end the nonsense once and for all. She walked right up to Erika, steady eyes, no tremble in her voice, and confronted her. What exactly was said, no one knows for sure. But rumor has it that someone nearby recorded the entire exchange. And that recording? Supposedly floating around in private MAGA circles like contraband gold. According to leaks, Usha's voice was sharp but steady. She allegedly told Erika, "You might fool them with your tears, but you won't rewrite my life to fit your campaign." The room reportedly went dead silent. Even the waiters stopped moving. Witnesses said the air changed, like every buried truth had just surfaced at once. Erika, trying to keep her image clean, allegedly tried to defuse the situation, saying something like, "Let's stay united, Vashawa, for Charlie's legacy." But Usha wasn't buying that act for a second. Sources say she fired back, "Don't use Charlie's name to cover your ambition." Boom! The line that made the room freeze. People nearby claim Erika's face went pale. The confidence drained right out of her. She hadn't expected Usha to clap back with that kind of power. But here's where it gets even messier. A political aide who was close to the situation said that when JD returned and realized something had gone down, he tried to smooth it over. But Usha just gave him a look that could cut glass. No words, no scene. Just one look that said everything. you did this. And from that moment on, the story spread like wildfire. Whispers of confrontation, betrayal, and a recording that could flip the narrative overnight. The same people who once underestimated Usha Vance are now terrified. Because if that audio really exists, and if it ever leaks, it could destroy more than marriages. It could end political careers. According to that same insider, Usha looked JD dead in the eye and said, "You made your choice. I'll make mine." And from that second on, she's been moving differently. Not loud, not messy, but powerful in silence. This isn't a woman who vents online. This is a woman who plots. Behind that calm smile is strategy. The kind that could make or break a whole campaign. She's not out here ranting or doing interviews, but best believe she's working behind the scenes. Remember, Usha Vance isn't just another political wife. She's a Yale-trained lawyer with a brain sharper than anyone in JD's circle. She knows how to gather evidence, build leverage, and strike when the timing's perfect. Word is, she's already reaching out to powerful donors and old legal connections. The same ones JD thought were locked in his corner. Now, they're listening to her. Meanwhile, on Erika's side, dead silence. No quotes, no denials, no carefully worded Instagram faith updates, just nothing. And for someone who's usually posting Bible verses and glossy selfies about grace through grief, that silence is loud. It screams damage control. Because let's be honest, if that rumored audio ever sees daylight, it's curtains for the Erika and JD show. It won't just destroy their squeaky clean image, it'll expose the entire political fantasy that MAGA's PR team's been building brick by brick. Their whole brand is built on loyalty, purity, and Christian unity. And this mess right here, it's the opposite of all three. The conservative influencer world is already buzzing. Some insiders claim that the recording is being held hostage by a wealthy donor who's deciding when to drop it. Basically, waiting for the most chaotic moment. Others say Usha herself has the file and is using it as leverage, a strategic checkmate waiting to be played. A well-known political commentator even hinted that someone close to the Vances has an ace up her sleeve, and everyone knew exactly who he was talking about, and the timing couldn't be worse for JD. Every move he makes now is under a microscope. His speeches are analyzed for hidden meanings, his tone dissected like a crime scene, and his marriage photos look less like family moments and more like staged campaign ads. He's trying hard to act normal. But the cracks are showing. If this story hits mainstream media, or if even a snippet of that audio leaks, it could blow up his whole image overnight. Erika's public behavior isn't helping either. Her PR team keeps dropping vague messages of faith, posting about standing strong through storms and trusting God's timing. But to fans, it reads as shade, like she's subtly playing the victim, painting herself as the misunderstood saintly widow caught in the middle of spiritual warfare. Cute for optics, terrible for credibility. Because those who know how political PR really works see right through it. This isn't divine timing, it's damage control. And at this point, the internet's not buying her graceful widow act anymore. They see the playbook, build sympathy, stay silent, then pivot into a new partnership once the dust settles. But Usha, she doesn't need to post a single thing. Her silence is the message. She's that kind of woman who doesn't clap back on social media. She builds the case, stacks the receipts, and moves only when she's ready to drop the hammer. When she finally does, it won't be a rant. It'll be a takedown. So if the rumors are true and that audio really exists, then we're not looking at simple relationship drama. We're staring at a political war. A cold, calculated war fought behind designer smiles and luxury dinner tables. And when the smoke clears, it could expose just how deep the manipulation goes inside MAGA's shiny facade. Because one thing's clear, when Usha Vance decides to move, she's not coming to tell her side. She's coming to end the game, and everyone in JD's camp knows it. Turning Point USA didn't collapse after Charlie Kirk passed. It skyrocketed. Donations hit record highs, new chapters sprouted up across the country, and JD Vance saw his opportunity in real time. What better way to lock in MAGA's loyalty than to link up with its new golden face, Erika Kirk herself? But here's the truth most people don't want to say. Erika's not chasing love, she's chasing power. Insiders claim that before this whole JD saga, she tried cozying up to Trump himself. And when that didn't stick, she set her sights on the next rising star, JD Vance. The man MAGA's grooming for 2028, every embrace, every shared stage, every viral photo, none of it's random. Every single moment looks carefully planned, like a campaign rollout disguised as a love story. But there's one problem, and her name is Usha Vance.
Yeah, just a complete joke. I'll attach the link. Look at it, pass it along, and thanks for listening.